Congratulations, Kamara Wright, the 2019 JCDC Miss Jamaica Festival Queen winner, Miss St. Catherine.
Being sashed by Akira Goey.
Congratulations, Kamara.
Kamara, please sit.
Sitting that lovely daily. I had such
You know, shit, the last time someone from St. Catherine won, I think this lady was about -6. So she brought the 29-year-old drought for St. Catherine in becoming the new Miss Jamaica Festival Queen for 2019. And you would have heard by now that the last time that happened was Dahlia in about 1931. So with me now, Kamara Wright. Good morning.
Good morning.
Congrats once again.
Thank you.
We were talking, I interviewed you the other night, and we were talking about it, and I said I was surprised that you won because you didn't win a sectional prize. And I think Miss St. Thomas, just from inside the arena, I think everyone from St. Thomas was there supporting her.
Yes.
What about you? How did you feel on the night here in the crowd for Miss St. Thomas, you not winning a sectional prize? How did you feel?
At the end of the day, I was trying to just maintain my composure and ensure that I put my best self forward, my best foot forward, and I think that allowed me to prevail.
And the answer to the question, I think the question was, should they teach Creole in schools
Yes.
or something? Did you expect anything like that?
Nothing like that at all. Of course, we went through Q&A sessions, but a question like that was completely new. And when I heard the question, the first two words that came to me were Creole and education. And for some reason, I went straight to Africa with my answer because I felt like we need to acknowledge the foundation with our students in ensuring that if we're going to implement it in schools, we need to look at that aspect first, teaching the history behind our language. So that was why I went there with the answer.
How much do you think that answer went to you winning the competition?
I think it played a very big role. When I look at everything now in retrospect, I think it was a case where everything regarding my scores were close, and it came down to the question in answering that and ensuring that I hit the nail on the head, and I think I did that.
When you heard the question, you just said the first two words, but when you heard the question, in the back of your head, did you say, oops, oh, me get that one?
No,
or were you comfortable when you heard it? Like, did you kind of say, yeah, man, I can handle this?
Actually, my focus was to just answer the question. I didn't want to delay or, throw myself off in any way. So in answering the question, and I think this is aligned with my profession as well, I am very solution-oriented, working in a high-pressure environment. So when I am faced with a challenge, I tend to pick up the quickest solution as quickly as possible. And in that situation, the first two words were Creole, education, run with it.
Why did you enter?
I entered because I wanted a greater platform to serve, and I felt like this competition would have provided that. I am a part of the Rotaract Club, the joint council within my community, and I wanted an opportunity to give back because I've been working overseas, and in coming back to Jamaica, I wanted to ensure that I imparted my skills.
Yeah. Obviously, you would have won St. Catherine before you got to the Nationals. You then meet the other 12 ladies.
Yes.
You get to see what they not only sound like, but look like, and their confidence level.
Yes.
When, if at any time, did you think, I feel I can win this?
When I was in the competition, I actually doubted myself because one of the contestants, Miss Saint Anne, she said that when you're in your parish, you're hot. But when you come at town, you realize you're hotter there. Because when I came to the competition, I'm like, okay, I'm Miss St. Catherine and I'm going to put my best self forward. But when you're among all the other parishes, you realize that, okay, I need to step my game up. I need to be doing more. I need to be, So I doubted myself throughout aspects of the competition, and that's where my parish managers came in, my mother, my supporters, they kept cheering me on, saying that you can do this, just put your best self forward and just remain true to who you are. And that's what I did.
Toughest part of the competition?
The toughest part. There are different aspects of it that were challenging to me, but what I would say was the studying aspect. You have to study a lot. And what I used to do was I used to go to work, go to JIS to study, then go to training 5 days a week. And it was grueling because, of course, you had to balance that and rest. But I felt like I did it, and I did it well, and I'm in the result of it now.
If you use percentages, how much more do you know about your parish and the country since entering? 10% more, 50% more? You didn't know anything at all about the parish?
I knew probably 50% more.
Okay.
I learned about the history behind the Spanish Town, the William Nib, the Rodney Memorial, everything pertaining to Emancipation Square, among other things within St. Catherine that I didn't know. So I appreciated the opportunity to learn, and from there, that one spark with learning allowed me to want to learn more, research more. So, you know, because of that research, I hold St. Catherine in high esteem as our historic parish that holds our early history, and I've learned so much, and I just want to be able to share that.
Yeah. What's your national project?
My national project is going to be centered around food and nutrition. Because I'm a chef, I want to be able
You're
to
a sous
spread.
chef.
I'm a sous chef. I want to be able to spread that knowledge pertaining to food, of course, with our culture and our indigenous items. But I want to also ensure that persons recognize that we can have food, enjoy it in a healthy manner as well.
Go back to the question for a second. Were you thinking of a question that you would want to get?
No, I tried to remain as calm and as blank mentally as possible because I didn't want to sound rehearsed or, you know, to have something premeditated. So I didn't know the question, and funny enough, when the other contestants were getting their questions, I started answering it in my head, and I was like, okay, Kamara, calm down. You need to be focusing on when your time comes. So up to St. James, her question came, and I started to answer it, but I was just like, okay, wait on yours.
1 year. Lots of obligations. You have to be going here and there and meeting this and that.
Yes.
Looking forward to that?
Yes, I am actually.
How does that fit in with your 9 to 5?
Well, I have a very understanding job, and I'm very appreciative of that. And as it pertains to my engagements, yes, I'll have speaking engagements and different places that I'll have to visit, but the bulk of the engagements now are around this period, around Emancipation period. And then from there, it should, you know, die down a bit, and then the launch of the project, among other things. So I'm happy to have an understanding job and happy to be a part of this journey.
Final question. If you had to do this again, would you? And would there be any part of this journey that you would have done differently?
Yes. If I would do this again, I would. And the only thing that I would change is that I would start studying earlier. Yes. So that the time with balancing time with studying and going to work, it wouldn't be as cumbersome. But if I was able to study early and do more research about the competition, because I was already aware, but if I did more research about the competition, I feel like I'd be more comfortable going in.
Congrats again.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you again.
Likewise.
And,
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Miss Jamaica Festival Queen for 2019, Kamara Wright, who was not around in the world when Delia won this. Congrats again.
Thank